from the Himalayas. I check my troop and then I found a piece inside my pants. He talking shit when he wake up, I'll go do that again. I came back. I wanna know if I tell you a secret, will you keep it? Fight, 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 fight. I need someone to play. And I see somebody talking with a mouth that's full of teeth I wanna break. I will never be the same. There's an invisible voice that is talking to me and it's always telling me fight, 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 fight. Yeah, yeah. Fight, 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 yeah, yeah, fight.
Welcome back and take a look at the stage. So beautiful, so vibrant. But shout out to Gen.G, the number 8 seed, as they come out to get ready to play against 100 Thieves.
Man, look at this, man. These guys are ready to fight. Look at this stage. Finally, we made it. There's a skull in the middle. Fight, 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 fight. And out comes 100 Thieves.
Let's go. 100 Thieves walking in as the number 1 seed out here in NA for the LCQs. And yes, the stage looks beautiful, but it's about time to get ready for the first matchup. Potter, these teams, they gotta be feeling it right now.
They've gotta be feeling it for sure. You know, we just saw a fist bump coming through from
The first one!
Eagle, the
Yes!
one on land.
Hey, look how close the chairs are. They can fist bump each other.
Amazing. It's
Woo!
amazing.
Yes!
And looking at this stage, I kind of low-key hoped that Hiko was gonna clothesline temperature there a little bit.
Right,
you know?
it seems like a
would be
wrestling
so
entrance.
fitting. Right, exactly. A little cage match going through, but man, both of these squads just about to go down.
Yes, now, if you're just now joining us, thank God, because you're here just in time for map 1 of match 1, the number 1 seed, 100 Thieves, versus the number 8 seed, Gen.G. Now, let's talk about it. Upmind. We've seen 100 Thieves recently, man, and this team, they seem to perform when their back is against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, this team is under an incredible amount of pressure. Again, I don't exactly know what changes this team could even make to their map pool, but we already know that this team are making drastic changes to their roles. Steel backing up, and now we have Boy coming in, trying to take up such a more flexible role. I mean, again, I said it before, I'm just ready for the sauce. What are we actually going to get from these agent comps? That's why I actually feel better for the casters, because they're the ones that actually get to bring that. But no, seriously, I'm just excited to see this.
It's so beautiful, man. I want to kiss the stage. I want to kiss the stage. Potter, talking about agent selects, we heard the Plat Chat boys talking about it as well. What are your thoughts about Nitro on Jet and us seeing that possibly again?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a tricky one. I like it though. I'm a fan, and I'm going to tell you why. I know that sometimes, I mean, look, when Jet players are playing the game, they look like they're playing a completely different game, right? But But that's the beauty of Jet. You don't have to always get the frags. You have the kit to be able to apply pressure, buy space, and you have a free Jet get out of jail free card, right? With that dash. So I'm definitely looking for Nitro. Look, if he's feeling it today and he's on one and he's in form, that's going to be the Bash Brothers, the duo, the Asuna and the Nitro together going into those sites, right? But even if Nitro isn't top frag and dropping 300 ACS, we got Asuna. And as I said, Asuna's going to bait Nitro going into those sites. So I'm excited for that too.
He's going to take Hiko's job on now. But as you see on the screen, it's time to dive right into the map. Vetoes, Bind was banned by 100 Thieves, Ascent taken off the board by Gen.G. And the first map that we have up, Mine, we're going to Breeze.
Yes, we get Breeze between these two teams. These two teams have been almost perfect on Breeze in the last few months, and beyond that, they're both super fun to just watch. 100 Thieves, they've been playing a whole lot more aggressively on this map in comparison to others. I don't know if their playstyle is going to change with Steel taking, again, going back on the sub, but Boy coming in, I just want to see how that smoker role is even going to come into place, if he even plays it, because Gen.G, they have the style where they like to play up with the Brimstone. We're not seeing as much Astra on the map anymore. It's a lot of decisions decisions to be made for this 100 seed team, and I would like to say, at least for Breeze, it's going to be a bit of a makeover.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that 100 Thieves were able to actually capitalize in this veto and bust out the Breeze. You know, my biggest worry coming into this was that if Breeze and Icebox are your two best maps coming through, one of the two are always going to get vetoed. So certainly for these guys, that's already a dub, man.
So the first two maps, Breeze. We have Split, and production is teasing us so bad. We're going to Icebox.
Yes.
Awesomeness Playground.
Oh my.
I can't believe Gen.G even allowed this.
Yeah.
They happen again.
They're decent on this map, but as of recent, not so much. We just haven't seen that sauce that this team absolutely needs on Icebox.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if Nature can pop off, if he can be that aggressive entry that we like to see on Icebox, I mean, potentially we could have that spice, but 100T, that's their playground. You said it.
It is their playground, but you know what? When the camera panned over to Kusta there, I saw a little smirk. I saw a little smirk
right?
coming through for him. And when I was talking to Temperature last night, his exact words were, I said, "Are you ready?" He said, "I'm ready to game on some of these nerds." So definitely for
game,
Temperature,
baby.
he's feeling good too. So although on paper, just at first glance, I'm like, oh, this is easy, 100 Thieves. It might not even go to a third, but look at these guys. They've got a back pocket strategy here. They knew that 100 Thieves were going to lean it hard onto these maps.
Now, do you guys think that the previous success of both of these teams is going to weigh in heavily into this, or do you think that there's not even an upset cause here, Potter? Yeah, this is any man's game.
I think there's an upset cause. If Gen.G win this, that would be hugely disappointing for 100 Thieves. Look, I know that Steel is out. He was the in-game leader, but this shouldn't be a complete wash. Like, they're not going to go into the server and completely change everything that Steel put out for these guys, right? They've had success. If it ain't broke, don't change it, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
I think for 100 Thieves, this should be pretty disappointing if they let this one through.
Oh, it'll be incredibly disappointing. 100 Thieves, at least coming into this one, and especially with this map vetoes, like I would still expect them to take this at least a 2-1. Split is going to be very close.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves, we just haven't seen too much of an example of that recently. Gen.G, that could just be the cheesy pick that they just take away. Great counter pick if they've been able to develop that and really watch up the film on 100 Thieves.
Split. Split. I remember 100 Thieves VCT Challengers playoffs. They struggled a lot there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, but Belly?
Yes, let's take a look at the Asians. This is what I'm excited for.
Ooh.
So, are we expecting any surprises here? What are you guys looking out for the most? Me personally, I'm gonna see what everybody on 100 Thieves are gonna choose.
Yeah, me too, Valley. I'm with you there, especially because look, Hiko's Viper has been on point, and it's been getting better and better. And I think what Berlin showed us was that Viper is not just a slow controller. Nats was absolutely popping off on that Aegis. I think Hiko perfectly slots into that role, especially because in CS he was a lurker. He was always the rat that was on the extremities. His communication is on point. So yeah, Viper for Hiko I think is gonna be nuts.
No, so
Whoa.
Wait. Nitro on Jet.
There it is.
Boys on Viper.
Boys on Viper.
They put everything on his hand right there.
Okay.
Oh, this is sick. Okay, boy, we were expecting to go with a bit more of an initiator role, but like, hey, still keeping him on a leash, putting him on a bit more of a senti. Util dump is something that 100 Thieves really hasn't been able to depend on, and on this map, you absolutely need it. Viper is so important on this map, it's not a surprise.
And by the way, shout out to the Brim pick by GMD. We apply
As always.
Any Brimstone fans on the desk?
I'm a Brimstone fan.
Me too. Brimstone gaming on the desk.
Yeah, hey, Brimstone is easy to make fun of, but look, it works. If you got a plan, if you got a gimmick, you want to get into those sites and get the spike down and get into a post plan ASAP, Brim's your man.
All right, real quick, down the line, say it with your chest. Who's going to win map number 1? Who you got up, mine?
Man, I was thinking...
No. Let's make it even better. Who's going to win this series?
Man, I was thinking Gen.G for a quick second. I really was giving them a chance. And this could go all the way down to the wire. But after seeing the vetoes, I'm still confident in 100 Thieves.
All right, 100 Thieves for up mine, Potter.
Go with the 100 Thieves all the way.
There we go.
Gotta stick with that.
All the way, right?
All the way through. All the way through.
This is going to be really good. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. We've got agents locked in and our players are ready to go. But now it's time to see if Riv and my man's Van Silly are ready to kick things off. Fellas, take it away.
Oh, we absolutely are ready to kick it off. Thank you so much, Veli, Potter, Upmine, for leaving us with so many good stories to start off with. Myself, Rivington, and Van Silly here to bring you the first matchup of the Last Chance Qualifier, and I am ready. Let the games begin. Let's get into it because this might be as well more close than I think people are expecting it to be.
I agree. And even when you look at how this starts, Breeze, it's like, wow, okay, both of these teams have had great records. If you're tracking their record back from like July 1st, 5-0 here for Gen.G, 5-1 for 100 Thieves. And even when you're looking at the age and composition, it's literally a plug and play of their latest player going into the role that they replaced. So Boyd replacing Steel into the Viper. Temperature, who we thought was always going to play Sova, is actually going into a Cypher into this map because Gen.G doesn't play a Cypher on this map. Or sorry, doesn't play a Sova on this map.
So is it, right.
Yeah.
And we have to focus on that throughout the entire match, Van Silly, is that pressure on Boy, that pressure on Temperature to come in, fill a spot, and know that they have to perform here as well. That age for Boy, it comes into play, and the rest of the team, all these young players here, we know Zekin as well as they start off towards A here.
Yeah, and that's what you wanted, right? With Nitro coming in as a Jet into this matchup, going with the Sheriff, you want to get the first blood, but he already got smashed in the face already at low HP.
Yeah, things are getting tagged up. Asuna trying to pepper into the site. Sean goes down with a classic shot as Asuna answers with the Ghost. They're making their way in this 5v3 now. The rest of Gen.G is now scattered the middle of the map as they just try to keep one more back alive in the site. No, that is going to be Kusta going down, and it's going to be tough now for Temperature, and there it is, Nature going down to take this one back.
Definitely, you're just trying to do some damage if you can, but if you lose with the flawless, and to start things off with the shock dart from Hiko to get the last kill there, it's a great start for 100 Thieves, and you saw how fast they were, right? Even on first contact, as soon as Nitro got hit in the face, they weren't scared. They're like, okay, they know we're here, let's just push in, and you had such a slow rotation coming in from Gen.G because they didn't focus too much into Hall's control. They were just so busy in Pyramid that it just allowed 100 Thieves to overtake the site quite easily. I'm looking here in round number 2 with no kills at all for Gen.G, a flawless for 100 Thieves. There's no econ coming in for this team. I don't think you're going to come out with any of these marshals on that second round.
No, not at all. Nitro will. He'll probably be able to save up and bonus that to being an up, maybe. Little 101 damage to the body of GMD as they start this off. Another hit towards A site. And one of the things that Vans, we see 100 Thieves doing previously is spike drop. Work around, find the intel, go for it. Here, the first few rounds may not be too telling, but we've seen straight aggression towards the site without hesitation so far.
Super simple.
Yep,
I mean,
exactly.
Like I said, when it's a plug and play, when Boy's playing a Viper, you put the wall up, you let your initiators get the information, you see that the site's clear. The stack didn't really work out right now for the defenders of Gen.G on the A side once again, and that's it. You know, Nitro's just swarming.
And what does that mean? Closer to Cloud or Bladestorm as well. Moving forward, looking to get one more all point on that. It's like we're watching the Looney Tunes. He's going from tree to tree. You just can't see him. Kusta goes down. Asuna is able to grab that. So big frags for Asuna. One away from all point coming into what will be their bonus round here, Vans. Could be big.
Yeah, when I watch 100 Thieves in the past too, it's always like, oh, well, I see Asuna usually stepping up here on the defender side. You're using your Jet with Nitro, trying to get the entries like you want. And now we're seeing a little bit of both as well. These guys are happy coming into this. I mean, I met Nitro just before they were setting up on stage. Like, we're ready for this today. We're ready for the week. And it already shows right now, right? But now we finally have the gun round coming in for Gen.G. Still a bonus, though, for 100 Thieves. They could still play this very passively, and I like that Nitro is taking control of the Marshal into Halls because it's a tight-knit quarter, close quarter, and you could maybe overpower that against a rifle.
He'll be stopped by some trap wires that we see going through there. One, I think, double door there. The other one far back. That Temperature has placed on that Cypher play coming in for Gen.G as a Sentinel. A little work towards the B side, and there's that spike drop that I was just talking about for 100 Thieves. The intel find. What's going on? A nice flash guiding light coming out from Sean on A to get an idea that nobody's close up enough. So little info grabs everywhere from both teams.
They're ready. You see they're pinging for this wall. They're going to execute really fast towards B. They conditioned for 2 rounds already on the A side. Now you're going for the standard. Flash into the corner. I like this one way, though. This could be stronger defense.
Great start by Nature onto Ethan. They get that flash to be just nullified. Asuna with a trade back in as they start to get the chaos going. Nitro on Akusta as he lays him out with a Sheriff. Asuna does have ult here for the end if they require. He actually has fired it off already.
This is so impressive. You saw the execution right there. The wall to come out, the recon dart in the back, the flashes. If you're playing close there with where I like to call ladder, you're in a tough spot. They need to add more bodies or play the retake from the way 100 Thieves is currently playing.
just till about 15 seconds. They have this gas wall up. They hold it the whole time. And that's going to be the time Gen.G tries to get back in. They drop the wall for a little surprise play, and Nitro tries to come up with one. Traded back by Temperature as Hiko finds that frag to help his teammate out. And the last two from Hiko will pull in a third round for 100 Thieves.
This is definitely looking a little bit easier right now on that exec too, right? A bonus round that are able to free upgrades with 3 players alive. The economy here should be shambled now for Gen.G. They should be on a half buy with the Marshals coming out. But you see it right now. I mean, Temperature coming in as a Cypher, that's going to be the question mark. What is he going to do as well as his new player? So he did a good job to place those trap wires on the A side, thinking that there's going to be some pressure on that side, but then you don't have too much going on with this double like controller, and Cypher could maybe help out towards B. They still are trying to find their right footing and figure out where 100 Thieves are currently working. And this round, 100 Thieves, back to the business, back to what happened in the first round, go aggressively towards the A side.
Wall already set up now towards the right. We did see their B focus having the gas wall, so this may be a bit telling of where 100 Thieves will end. Temperature tries for his shot as we're looking for a few of these, his Marshal and some Sheriffs to make an impact. Sean here with a great push down mid, Vans.
They're expecting this, but at the same time, Nitro has a great position to be able to backstab 3. I think they might have heard the footsteps in the beginning. Nice to have him to be able to dash away the first kill, but he's going to get traded out.
Yeah. Who's still with a quick one? Nitro goes down, so that's actually going to be a few weapons that they can grab and start to work. This is Asuna. Picks up another one for himself. 3 members now rotating over to that A side as Nature finds a Sheriff shot on Asuna. Much more possible becomes this round now. Round 4 for Gen.G. Can they make a mark through a save round?
Looking for the damage here. It looks easy for Hiko so far. Kusa gets another one here. So for 3 kills on an Eco, this is great.
Still going. Ethan, very close to ultimate. Don't even know if we're going to be needing that on this round. As Nature goes down, it is going to be tough for them as 100 Thieves keeps the distance. They keep the range here. They make quick work of the Marshal, and Ethan coming up very nicely with that. Switches to a Bulldog to switch it up, and round 5 coming in, and 4-0 for 100 Thieves.
These guys for 100 Thieves have been recycling the weapons from the bonus round, round 2 until now, so you know that money is looking real good right now, Riv. Into this round, we want to know now that Nature, right? When we first got Nature coming into the roster, he was like, okay, playing a little bit of a Sentinel role, doing a little bit more of like these type of callings with that Sentinel role. But this time, he's actually switching a little bit more to a duelist in the past like month or so.
And he'll have to continue to, modify his play, figure out what's best, listen to the team, but calm as well. I think quietness from someone that right off the bat comes onto the team can be the biggest detriment. So as long as he's talking up a storm, it's going to be great. And you pointed out right on the screen there, Vance, the operator now for Nature. This can be the big change. A lot of the fights that 100 Thieves is taking is that distance. They've used the ability to have that advantage of the gun rounds. We'll see if that changes.
And usually at this point, like round 4, round 5, or even round 6, you should start seeing some players getting closer and closer to alt orbs, where round 5 or 6, that could be the make it or break it. This time it's difficult though, because they have the operator out here for Nature, but look at everybody else. They don't have that much to help out to suppress or to try to get retake sites or to try to prevent from like GMD, for example, playing the Brimstone. He's still far away from this actual ult. So this is actually going to be one of those rounds where you have to set up for Gen.G and rely on Nature, not only to get the information, but to actually get that frag too, because they don't have a Sova to get information beside from like, false information from Guided Light. That,
and that's kind of one of the things I think Gen.G modifies well, is that yes, it can be false, but it's one of the things you see on their Haven play or wherever they can work Sean, is that he'll control 2 sections with a Trailblazer with a Guiding Light. And the rest of the team can make that decision off what GMD then says. Okay, that probably means they're here. We know the rotation's 100 Thieves. Spikes, you can consider it's dropped somewhere on the map. They haven't gone completely towards one site yet. But those little things you can watch for on the side of Gen.G to see that they're doing mid-round little executions with utility to keep figuring out information.
What seems to be going well for Gen.G was that eco round where they had 3 players push down mid. They already made it towards that spawn site, but look at that. Another change of pace for 100 Thieves. They actually have 4 players going up mid.
Oh my word.
I've got your trail.
Right off that gas wall too. Guiding Light goes through. That's the Sky Flash. Looking for the tag. What a hit coming through as well from the Sonar Bolt. They're going to be able to trade back and forth now as Asuna comes up with the last one of that battle on B site. towards spawn. How did he even see the arm of Temperature right there? Boy, now onto Sean, and that was just a smattering of kills coming in. Nature now trying to hunker down on the A site as his team was wiped off the map in seconds.
That was so quick at the same. I did say you want to rely on Nature to try to find information.
Holy
he had no information.
moly.
Where they come from was a surprise. This is going to be very difficult for him to try to save. At
Blood
least he
in
still
the
has.
water.
Yeah, but he still has enough of his kit. He could dash away. He can try to get some kills. Here he goes, but they're still flanking from behind.
All right, one down. Almost the second one. Ethan finds that he has procured many of these final kills on the rounds. He's already gone through Seekers, as you said, ult's coming up
And look at this.
forth.
It's a cloud burst for Nitro to go in, and this is already set up. He's just staying inside that smoke, and that calculated recon dart was for him to get the spray and also information from the Seekers from Ethan. 100 Thieves, this is a different 100 Thieves from what I saw against Ascent in Berlin. This is coordinated. This is super nice.
Here they just say, yes, that strat's very good. Yes, it is very good. Holy crap. Much higher level of execution off utility than what we've seen.
And as 100 Thieves fans, when you've noticed from Berlin, oh my god, okay, let's talk about that a little bit later. We needed something to come up, Nature's done it.
Nature says, shh, just for a moment.
I'm hunting for some people.
I'm going to take this into my own hands. So now they start to slow things down. The first time we've seen 100 Thieves on their heel now coming into this first map. How do they react? What's the mid-round call? This is where we look for Nitro's voice to come into play now as that new IGL, and it looks like they do put the gas wall up towards A. The rotation's already out here from Gen.G, so while playing safe and playing for their life, they're ready for the retake as well. I can't wait to see how this plays out 5v4.
And you see that from Gen.G, they're looking to play some sort of retake, stacking more towards his B side to Cameron to get some information. That gets immediately shut off, and 100 Thieves are going to be in a great position for a pulse plant.
All right. And they Nitro for one. Oh, the triple peak family photo from Gen.G back in spawn, and they get two off of that. Nitro and Ethan fall fast. Now it's just Hiko. And boy, what can they do with a clutch master and the new member? That's Hiko going down. It's up to Boy now. Just the sheriff in hand here for him. It looks like it's going to be real tough as they get taken down. Sean able to bring that one into their favor. And very, very nicely done there by Gen.G. A lot of the times, fans, we see them playing the retake and very slow and methodical until they want to execute it.
But it works. Like your shots are laying at this point, right? Long range Husa with the sheriff. You're able to get some kills with some support coming in from Triple pushing back towards his bridge side. Like this was a lot of damage for him to be able to get this one. And somehow it's just the rifles picked up that helps him. And at this point, I was going to say before this round started, when you're a 100 Thieves fan, you're actually pretty happy because from Berlin, they're always trailing from behind. This time it was 5-0. You're in a great spot, and of course, as Sideshow mentioned, I was going to mention that, and then I cursed it, and then Gen.G wins an eco. So
great job. Oh my word.
At least no operator here, so you have an indication for 100 Thieves. They still want to try to use this type of like Nitro dash for spacing when they go for the typical wall-up information with the initiators.
Fine for fine. So two flashes, one from each sky just coming out there. And with no audio verification, only a small bit of ground has been gained. Early Seekers, I love it.
Interesting.
Gamond able to use the orbital strike there, take that frag for himself, but also just the wherewithal to know you'll have 100 Thieves on the run to use the orbital strike to pinch them out.
The last Seeker just went towards that door, so they know now for Gen.G there's presence towards his door side. They have a trap wire in the back. They could pretty much hold this so far.
Asuna slowly pushing through, working the cages, working around him. Asuna, boy, coming up big. Command on the flank, doing so well as the Rat. He can always find a few for himself, and he brings the numbers down to 2v2 Vans. Again, that slower retake, positioned, methodical, and we'll see how Gen.G wants to retake this one.
Now you play the clock. This is super smart. Right now, Nitro falling all the way back. You're probably set up for a Hunter's Fury at the same time. This gives a chance for Nitro to even lurk out of halls and do a backstab once he hears a tap. They're in a great spot to win this for 100 Thieves.
And Nitro gets this audio now, right?
Yep.
So he's even grabbing information even sooner. Almost with a missed shot there. He's going to play his life, play the pressure. And they know they have a right side plant that they can get back to with the Hunter's Fury. As you said, one. Quick second one, he missed it. This could actually be it. This could be it. He's going to be able to get the defuse. Hiko doesn't have enough time to get there. Oh my! Clutch round for Gen.G.
This is what I know Kusta for as well from his older days from past FPS, to be able to be a clutcher with an op in that previous game, now just a clutcher in general in this one right here. To swallow up that first Hunter's Fury on that hit, knowing he could absorb that, knowing that Nitro, the awareness that you have to have on a 2v1. So Nitro's inside that hole, so you have to focus back and rotate it back on the flank, and he just sticks it, wins the battle against Nitro, and then he goes, unfortunately, too slow, too far, and couldn't clutch that one. You needed this for Gen.G. So that's what, an eco, this one right here with a clutch, a nice Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, Kusta grabbing the horns on that one and just taking it for himself. Very nicely done with the Red Bull clutch, as you said. And Gen.G now will kind of call that time out, get their pace rolling. They know they have the momentum. Let's talk about why that is on their side, right? What have they been doing right? And it's finding that first frag, the intel that we were talking about, the little finds for maybe a Trailblazer or a guiding light that will verify they can put more firepower in a certain area. It comes out with that first frag, and as soon as they get that, it seems like they can get under 100 Thieves' skin.
Well, the thing is for Gen.G, for me, from observing these 2 rounds that they've gotten, they had to fight really, really hard for these rounds, right? And that's off the back of, once again, Kusta. If it wasn't for Kusta on that eco round with that sheriff kill from the bridge, it would have been a different story, potentially, for Gen.G on that attempt of a retake. Another retake attempt, a clutch that was much needed. He had to bleed through and really fight or die to actually win that clutch. And that's what we really need right now from just when your strats aren't working, we're not finding information, you just need your players to start stepping up and winning these fights.
Remember, both of these teams have fantastic records lately.
Correct.
On Breeze, 75% win rate in 4 games to 100% in the other one, so a game loss, right?
Yeah.
Do quick math there. But really understanding when to play it fast, when to play it slow, and now we're seeing that tug of war as Gen.G starts to read the push. Operator in the hands of Nitro here. Vandals flanking him. We'll see what they can get out of this, fans.
Yep, change of pace on the defense setup. You can see Temperatures putting a little bit more of aggressive trap wire right by the spammable boxes, just in case 100 Thieves are trying to push towards A. But instead, we're going for some information with Ethan with the Trailblazer towards B. You're forcing out the Viper's Pit, and this is actually pretty good, because the spike is still down towards mid. So you're forcing a utility, you're potentially forcing a rotate over, and you could still hit back on the A site later on.
Nitro giving them something to think about on the side of Gen.G there down in halls with a quick cloud burst. And Gen.G is nicely positioned across the backside of the map. Really no forward push from them, using util that they have and any of the info from the Cypher Temperature.
It's because they have nature in the back of that B site, just able to opt down towards mid.
Exactly.
So pretty much your B site's on lockdown, and you had some extra pressure, some extra help from Sean at the beginning towards mid nest. But now you're guessing, right? You run the clock down, now you're gambling towards the A side, now the B side's weaker.
So this looks like a modified strat by 100 Thieves. They didn't exactly go all the way up mid. This was an elbow to mid, and now they will hit the archway by wall. Nature with the first shot. Oh, he is cooking in that Viper's Bite right now, but he's going to be able to get the safety. Another shot, quick! He's able to find it. Boy takes down Nature as Kusta trades back onto Nitro in this 4v1. Boy's there. He gets taken down by Temperature. A very, very fast round back and forth. But they are so much more ready on the side of Gen.G, so much better positioned to receive any of these engages here. Execution from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and you saw it even from the rest of the setup. When I talked about Temperature setting up aggressively on the trap wires and stuff towards A, you had 2 players playing towards mid side, so you could rotate very quickly between Sean and I think it was GMD inside the A halls in case it was pressure there. That means that you need one angle only for Nature to look into, and that was into the B tunnels, and that's how he lands these shots. It's like these just post up. You could just easily land your shots without forcing your hands and forcing mechanically to try to get these flashy kills.
It doesn't seem like he's shook at all. You know,
exactly.
It makes that shot on a Viper Bite utility as well. Doesn't feel like he's pressured. That's what you need to see, especially with Gen.G here, getting the land jitters out, feeling themselves out here. And it is, you're right, coming down this mid hallway is going to be GMD and Sean.
Oh no.
I wonder if GMD pops off first without the help of Sean. He is going to start taking some shots and they have him pinched in, Vans.
That's it. And then Hiko and Asuna are going to try to battle back. That was a perfect, actually, flank to start things off, but we were a little bit too quick on the trigger discipline there from GMD.
Waiting for Sean. They could have come back and done the full bamboozle, but not this time. Temperature now holding the cam position on a back pyramid. A great first shot. A second one. Nitro's going to be able to trade that one back as Nature does find the operator kill. Now they're pushing back 2 members. We've seen this before, and Gen.G's been able to come out on top. Can they keep that dice roll in their favor here on the A take once again? Hiko says no. They are going to know that Nature's backside now with that flash, the recommendation from the guiding light. Up close and personal. The shotgun up. He's ready for it. Oh, making a bit of noise there as he hopped out of the water pit. And it's going to be Hiko on the rotation. Should blindside here onto Nature. That's going to be another round, 6-3. As 100 Thieves are able to stave off the bleeding a little bit there as Gen.G were starting to fire back.
Yeah, and you're still playing into 100 Thieves' territory, right? When Gen.G are able to catch up with 3 rounds won in a row, this is familiar territory where, you know, they're not really fighting from behind, but they can always turn it around for 100 Thieves because this looked like it was around in the bag for Gen.G with that double flank that we had. But that's that light at the end of the tunnel for Gen.G. They're understanding right now that they have opportunities to do a little bit more pressure towards this mid side from time to time if it's going to be like a slow default from 100 Thieves. We'll see if this continues on in the later rounds.
Honestly, that was such a, think about it again, that was just such a wild read too by Gia. Come on, and the team to go down hallway. Something we have to keep an eye on. He does have the mind for that.
There's that mid pressure from Gen.G.
I love it. They push right up on the wall. Still B's covered. They take control of everything, and Temperature has a complete setup and defense system on it.
And this will allow for fast rotates too. So your anchors on both sides, they can get the information, then you get these fast first bloods, these fast rotates. I like this Gen.G.
Quick little angle peeks. Why not? If 100 Thieves is going to try to come in dry, take him down. Just coming out plainly from the corner. Again, there's Hiko. Nature will hit these all day if you put him out in front, as you see the spike down there at B archway entrance. And Nitro comes back here to try and get a few in the bank with this operator. Far from that Blade Storm. He'll just have to work this one out. But he wants to get closer. It seems like he's not afraid to see and make a move here. They have good enough money to possibly feel like they can take these rounds.
Yeah. I feel like this is the way that it plays. Nice little wall bang there.
Okay.
I feel that even though like right now that's a 4v1, it feels like it's very slim for Nitro. If anything, with 20 seconds left, 30 seconds left, you're just trying to save your gun. I don't think you're going to throw this away from Gen.G. So I'll take the time to say, like, I feel that playing this style right now with the operator with Nitro holding it in his hands is actually playing into Gen.G's defense. Why? Because when they're actually trying to get information for 100 Thieves, they're actually not going for those sex executes that actually suppress the B-side defense so much. Like, I didn't see the Trailblazer, the Recon Dart, the flashes, and you're because you want to allow Nitro to like maybe peek out and try to get these kills with the operator instead.
Great hunt. That is actually a very, very big find for Gen.G to get right there that Nitro couldn't get away. Having that operator not be a single pick on the round and slow everything down is exactly what Gen.G needs right now. Nature needs to be the one doing that, and we see him coming up very big that round. And I think everybody's coming online a little bit here on land, if you will. For Gen.G, they don't look like they really need to work out too much. Maybe the first rounds, they read 100 Thieves, what's going on, but they look back in form now, and 100 Thieves is going to be the one calling that timeout as they go on to an eco. I believe they do have some money, but I don't know if they'll force buy it.
Yeah, and I think that's why you want this timeout, right? You have 2 more rounds to go in the first half. Potentially here at this point, it's going to be a half buy. I mean, if you're looking at it, they still have a lot of ults to be able to work with, at least as what we see. We have a Hunter's Fury, we have a Viper's Pit from Boy.
And the Empress.
Exactly. So if we can actually go for maybe buy Viper's Pit into those quick executes that 100 Thieves are able to do, then you could salvage the Hunter's Fury into the later round.
They've been able to get on A every time.
Exactly.
The quick Viper's Wall, Temperature doesn't want to pressure that, so that's a way in for this equal round to at least be an extra $300 for everybody, or $1,500 if you will, across the team for the plant. So looking at that, definitely a way in here for 100 Thieves to do it. Where they've been stopped is Gen.G's retakes. However, like you said, it's been a struggle because these teams whittle each other down to 1 3.
Yeah, and until also Nature comes out with the operator and now understanding where these guys are coming from as well, you're starting to hit these shots from Nature's side. I mean, it's open season for him pretty much, right? And this timeout, we'll see what happens. We actually do have a hero buy coming out here from Nitro. He's going with this this Vandal.
Vandal there, Spectre, Sheriffs across. He did have 6K, so I think full buy on him. He's still looking at what would be 42, 45 for next even what he's sitting on now. You mentioned those ultimate side 100 Thieves. His Trailblazer will be the first thing to check out what's happening in sight for now.
And it's a different wall. It's a wall just to split out the A side so they can pressure Pyramid, and that's beautiful there for 100 Thieves on the take.
Oh, out the door! How do you open the door without making Asuna, I mean, he made sound. They're all executing so quickly. Temperature had no chance to look at a different angle with how many opponents were in front of him from 100 Thieves. And here, Kusta, everybody on Gen.G has their work cut out for him for a retake this difficult. Oh boy, looks like Nature wants it though, fans. He looks for a quick head. They're at least just trying to grab where some of the members of 100 Thieves might be so they can pin down one of them in a 1v1. Never peeking behind the pyramids. 100 Thieves stays alive. Akusta drops Hiko. Ethan finally gets that retribution kill onto his team. And now Nitro finding one. Ethan finds another, a name we keep saying there. At the end of the rounds, 100 Thieves pick up number 7 as we move to round 12.
That continues to be so clean when you're going for these fast executions for 100 Thieves. Like I said, it's a different wall that actually went vertically, really parallel to the A halls. Yeah. And you saw the flashes that came from Ethan too, to allow right now this dash to come in. Yes, it was a kill from Temperature, then fully blinded right after. It allows for you to get this this A side control. And as soon as you're trying to focus onto Nitro to get a kill, well, the door opens and then Asuna is able to get an assist to try to get the last frag. And even on top of that, at the end of the round, there was an operator available at the ground, at the feet for Asuna to pick it up. He decides not to do it so that they could all go for a full rifle, potentially for another one of these fast takes.
All right, coming up close, final round of the first half, our first map. I think we're gonna get a 7-5 out of it. It'll be close enough.
This is such a teaser right now, right? Because we walked into this game of like, oh my God, I can't wait to see Temperature potentially playing a Sova. Oh my God, is Boy actually gonna play some Astra or some Sova? Or is he gonna be plug and play with Steel? And so far, it's just been plug and play, and there's no surprise, right? Nitro has played a Jet on this map before.
Absolutely.
And we don't know if he's gonna use it on a different map.
In Berlin, it looked absurd when he played that Jet.
It was like, what, he got like 9 kills in the last like 3 rounds to actually be able to surpass or help 100 Thieves cross that finish line and move forward, right? So at least that is the salvation for 100 Thieves right now. They're not fighting from behind. They're fighting very comfortably, but you do see now that there's comfort in that level for Gen.G. We talked about those land jitters, right? That Potter was mentioning before we actually got into this game. They might be some small mistakes.
For sure.
I didn't see any mistakes yet. I just saw teams that were really prepared, and now that you're finding a groove to play on land, then Gen.G could surpass themselves a little bit more now too.
Absolutely. And sometimes you say, you know, a team will play to the level of their opponent, better than their opponent. I still think we're getting 2 teams that are leveling up today. Yep. Nobody's kind of said, all right, this is the level we need to play at. They're still feeling themselves out, and that's what I love to see. We're just on breeze here. And being one of their best maps, they are going to get supercharged up on this, and the next few are going to be fantastic. I mean, we still have Split to go to, which can be a toss-up for anyone, especially if the econ starts to go one way, as well as Icebox, which, again, we've already heard Asuna's Playground, but I feel like we haven't seen everything out of Gen.G here.
I agree. It was a playground, in my opinion, for 100 Thieves, but it was a playground that was very needed with information when you had Steel playing that Killjoy for that team. So that responsibility that you're going to give to Boy, we'll have to find out if we actually go to a map 3. But as Rivington mentioned, as you mentioned here, Riv, this is pretty much right now potentially a map 3 series of how good this match is coming together.
We better go to 3 in this 3 games.
It'll be a great way to start the LCQ for sure here in NA.
Almost 5 ultimates ready here if they do decide to focus. Look at Asuna, Trailblazer, trailing it right up for an early first kill if they could find it. Again, Gen.G playing safe on B, but this time pushing A. You pointed out, fans, last time it was mid-push. They're trying to get all across the map and just hit 100 Thieves at different points.
This is good too, right? Because you have pressure on the A side for Gen.G, but you're actually rotating GMD towards the B side to support the Viper at the same time with Kusta. So if the execute comes in, he could actually throw exactly that. The orbital strike just to slow it down a little bit more, and now this is going to have 100 Thieves guessing a little bit more on when they hit.
Great starting damage there from the Viper's bite. Oh, misses the right click. Oh, he actually just left click, didn't get the reset. GMD coming up, triple kill right there. A quick hat trick as Ethan tries to come back and stave off the damage. taking down the Seeker he needs. Temperature now is between a wall and a hard place, if you will. He needs his team to get here right now, and the Trailblazer will be a bit of a help to figure out what's going on around that middle pillar. Op shot from Nature,
Can he
and
do
it's
it?
all up to Hiko.
Can he do it?
has the positioning, but he does not have the aim this time around. Temperature comes up big on that one to take down the Clutch Master, and it is a 7-5, Vance.
The little details are so good right now, just in terms of like the orbital strike. Even if it didn't get any kills, the snakebite went behind it. So you do a little bit of chip damage for the players coming in. There's that debuff at the same time going through the snakebite. Sorry, not the Viper Spit, but the snakebite, so that we actually have GMD starting to spray people down. And not only that, Kusa went to go hide into a cloudburst, if I'm not mistaken, that was thrown by Nitro at the beginning when they wanted to go for the fast exit for 100 Thieves. So just those little plays going on with that synergy for Gen.G into that round, we see this beautifully.
Absolutely, and there is much more gameplay to go. Do not go anywhere. The Last Chance Qualifier will be back right after this.
Running through every block, we cannot ever be stopped. Put that on everything. You gon' remember the name, remember the date. Look at the gameplay, made it mine as a name change. Ain't a game that I can't save, only win-win, that's a landscape. I cannot be stopped, I'm like a savage. Shooting for your spot, I gotta have it. Hey, glory in my veins, I'm like an addict. See me Hall of Fame, I'm not your average. I'm on your neck, hey, give me respect. Hey, hey, I'm on your neck, give me respect. Hey, hey, I'm on your neck, hey, give me respect. Hey, hey, I'm on your neck, give me respect. Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome back to 100 Thieves versus Gen.G.
Man.
Prize in the eyes of these teams. You can see it right there.
Literally.
Right there. Right there.
What a beautiful stage. And we were in a treat for a beautiful first half here, Riv. Now we are able to switch sides. Gen.G on the attack. For me, looking at Gen.G on the attack,
Okay.
it's been very recurrent of like this song that the Plat Chat fans would know. I think it involves, I don't want to get DMCA'd, so I won't sing it, but it involves like Sideshow and like Windows and stuff for that as well.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
know if
yeah.
that's going to happen from GMD again. Guimond, if he's going to be that one that's going to lurk to take control of A-Halls. And meanwhile, what the Gen.G does is they're trying to fight the extremities so that GMD could find the timing for the backstabs. But this round at least, it's not going to happen because it's at least pistols, and we're looking for early aggression on elbow.
The wall put up here on the defensive side. Coming in from Boy, just says you're gonna have to cross this wall if you even want to see a sight for the A side, but it's B in the eyes of Gen.G here. Vans already coming through that B archway, just the shots coming in from middle pillar. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Ethan does find one, but Gen.G just fly onto the site. They use this time and time again, where Nature will dash in an updraft and everyone comes in using him as the sentry.
This is gonna be pivotal right now. I was gonna say pivotal for Kusa to stay alive because there was gonna be a double backside coming in, but in the end it's all gone.
Does he show? They see him. Tough. Armor. Versus 3. Kusta has his work cut out for him here. He's trying to make his way out to at least make this 1v1 happen right away. A few shots. Does he get the ghost? He does not, but he does make it a 2v1. That's gonna be a 2. Almost a 1v1. Boy finds Kusta there, and just the last shot of the ghost. That's the defuse, and that's a big first round for 100 Thieves. Already being in the lead, they can really start to tack on the pressure here.
This comes out as like Kusa's ready to play at least. It was very close sometimes. It's like back and forth with is the right click going to work in his favor or not, and you saw maybe one bullet out of the 3 got that contact, maybe a chest shot. Exactly. And then the rest you just draw around the silhouette of the head for the 3rd bullet, but it was still really nice there for 100 Thieves from the off placement positioning that they had inside that B site. Because yes, we had a lot of trades, but we were looking in the obvious positions for Gen.G entering that site, which is how Ethan was able to get that backstab kill onto the spike here, making his way in. That said though, into this round, we are not going for any of these buys with marshals. We're just looking to potentially get this orb control now that, Kusa just got spotted.
Here's that dash in.
Wow.
Dash and roll with the dash.
Oh, no way.
Oh, another one. Almost gets it onto Sean. Sean's able to keep himself alive there with a bit of dancing back and forth. One shock dart comes in. Another one is going to make it count.
Good enough.
Shock dart.
Good
from
enough.
Hiko. Asuna there with the Spectre. But that was a money round for Gen.G. They get in, they plant the spike. That was kind of just dogpile into the pyramid and get it down. So a little bit more money in their favor. They're also accruing some ult points at a nice pace as well on the side of Gen.G.
You wish you could have been doing a little, or able, sorry, to do a little bit more damage there for Gen.G, right? Because yes, they get the kill to Nitro, they get a spike plan to allow for 2 spike plans in a row, but look at the rest of the round. Everybody else is at 50 armor, full HP.
Yep.
That means this round, all they need to do is buy utilities. So again, 100 Thieves early into the halves are snowballing with the economy, and Gen.G has to catch up to that.
Doing good with the cash flow means they'll have many more rounds to consider.
Exactly.
Getting those weapons in if they do suffer a loss here anytime soon in the next few. Asuna pushing through with a guiding light. Will take that one early for himself. Ooh, a quick jump peek there for a little bit of a fake, and the peek by Nature to finalize that frag with the Phantom, and they start things off. Still working around the drone at the moment. Doesn't look like anybody wanted more out of that after the cloudburst was done. Playing their life, playing the safety. Everybody backs off, but they leave a good bit of util behind it B to make sure nobody follows on the side of Gen.G.
And now they're following back, and Nitro's in a great position. The good thing, at least for Gen.G, is that they're not making too much noise, but look at that. They keep pushing and flanking here for 100 Thieves, and I like the idea of this, right? You have low econ for the bonus round for 100 Thieves. You're running close range with the Spectres, and here comes the backstabs.
Ethan's gonna have to break this trip if he goes through it. He's waiting so patiently as the rest of Gen.G get on site. Nicely done, taking control of everything with that gas wall coming in from Kusta, and it's gonna be the backside plant, so they're looking to push all the way through here, Vans. Take control of defender spawn. It's flipped the sides of the map now.
Yeah, they plan it even from spawn side on the defenders, so pretty decent spot for Gen.G. The Marshal in a tough spot. Their Sheriff might not be able to do too much damage, but they still have utility, right? You should be able to get the regrowth, maybe to help some people out if they need to for Ethan. But I potentially think they might wait for the guide light first before they want to try to do some damage.
That's a big kill by Ethan. He can at least cause distraction. If they take one more out from the bottom side here on the ground, it's going to matter. There it is. That's the one they needed. A quick close of the door. He just shuts it in his face. A 3v3, and they're just playing games. Cat and mouse again. Oh my God, Kusta, you're a god. I love it. Hiko, however, able to come up with the frags. It was not quick enough, and it is going to be Gen.G able to come out with that round. A Red Bull clutch, and everybody's off the map.
You're still very happy though, right? Because like I said, it was a bonus round for 100 Thieves. They killed everybody. You saw Hiko even died with the spike because he only had a Marshall. He wants to bring that economy in. But yes, the Red Bull spike, all thanks to time basically at this point. And this is just literally cat and mouse from these two players. You're adding so much pressure, or you're making it so complicated for this hole to happen for the defenders to come in.
Can you guys do the the dog elbow, Spencer Beer to all these?
I just wanted to see it. It could be
Yeah.
quick. It could be quick right now. So we see the dog towards elbow, as Nitro just mentioned. The Trailblazer to come out, and they're looking for the early Hunter's Fury.
Look at that, Nitro, instant IGL call,
It hits.
hit the choke point. You can see that on Ascent, you can see it on other maps as well. As soon as you know what an entry point could be, you start off on that choke point right up the gut of your opponent.
That's a huge death right now because they don't have a
Absolutely.
toxic screen to re-hit towards B side. So this was perfectly read by Nitro.
We already know the utility used on this one, so Gen.G is looking to still work towards B. They feel like a plant farther away from what they hope are most of the members of 100 Thieves will be at that site. But they're waiting. This is really one of the first patient rounds that we see Gen.G figuring that we may have lost a lot of ground. 100 Thieves could be anywhere around us, and they're giving 100 Thieves that respect. But moving up into Nest, this is going to be a huge play overall. And GMD starts it off with a frag towards B.
And that's what you needed, right? You wanted to play a slow default because you don't have the toxic screen to go fast. GMD's close by, so could at least put the smokes down as Brimmy, and it gets a second kill.
Ooh, Nature, no reset there. Does get the frag, though, and will
30
find a
seconds left.
very nice weapon for himself. 4v2 Vandals for Boy and Asuna here as they start to kind of encroach into where they think Nature and the rest of the team would be. Asuna knowing he's at least safe from where he came from, and that's where he's going to play it. Just on the other side, Boy now in a 1v1 possibly with GMD, but they just cat and mouse each other too as he's trying to draw the fight.
Poison's off.
GMD not even biting on that Van. So much poise.
The Seeker is going to give so much right now, right? So GMD in a great position once again to do the backstab. The way that he lurks and cuts his rotations is just beautiful.
Absurd. Boy just tried to draw that fight from him. And he said, no, I'll deal with you in a few seconds. Just completely understanding the dynamic of the situation. Now Asuna getting pushed off with the orbital strike. Wants to find a kill before he gets back. Does find the one, but that's not going to be enough time for a defuse. And Gen.G now continue to string out these rounds, making it so hard for 100 Thieves to get to that spike in time.
Yeah, and it's a different way to take that mid side too. Again, as I mentioned before, when they lost that toxic screen, you're trying to lurk up a little bit closer for Gen.G, trying to retake that mid control, and he used it really well. I mean, this is a gamble right there. The first misstep from Nature, thankfully nobody was playing close by that could call that information out, but it also allows GMD to stay close and work together with Nature to open these things up. Those were two simultaneous kills right after inside the hulls. So we're at only 2 rounds away to catch up. We're into also a situation where we're going to have a half buy for 100 Thieves because of the amount of rounds that they won and lost as well with the economy that was left for players that were alive. And it still looks slightly broken for Gen.G. We only have a Marshall for temperature.
They Bladestorm right away too. We haven't heard the call out from Nitro just yet. There's a Trailblazer. Nature working off of this. And there it is, a dash into the smoke. That's the rest of the team following as they dogpile onto the site.
Open site.
And it is a stack from 100 Thieves. As you mentioned, they're going to be coming over strong and swift once it does happen. And we'll see that mobility come in now. Let's see if they decide to stick together as a full 5 and make it a spawn entrance.
And the execution slightly different, right? From not having a Sova, what Gen.G is doing is they're using that molly towards ladder, and then they're having, towards the back of the site, and then they try to flash it to ladder and gain control in that sense. So slightly different, still effective, at least at this point, because it's a retake play for 100 Thieves. It's their turn to do the damage.
Oh, Asuna, the 1-2. They're going with the guiding light, playing close. There was almost a death penalty for the rest of Gen.G, but it's going to be Sean Acoustic coming up big with temperature. They'll be able to circle and get around the rest of 100 Thieves and start to take them out. That was an awesome way of Gen.G's defense there, just surrounding 100 Thieves. After losing a few members, it looked like it could be chaotic, and as soon as the wall dropped, 100 Thieves were caught with the pants down.
And that's what I at least like for the wall from 100 Thieves right here that you see on your screen, because that was basically a retake wall to play. Because when you're looking behind what I call usually Berlin, that wall that's inside that B site, where do you usually see, like, there's not many players that holds behind there because it's usually paper thin, or at least you could initially flash in that corner and push the way that he did for the retake play
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Gen.G. Sorry, for 100 Thieves. Then after that, you flash to the other side of the wall, and now you're going for the retake along the left side walls of B. So it's still really nice. It's very layered on their retake for 100 Thieves. It just didn't have the weaponry for it.
Ethan pushing up, taking matters into his own hands on this gun round. It's going to be actually a bulldog for Kusta as well, so reaching into the pockets is Gen.G a little bit. Come on, coming up huge as Sean grabs another one. 100 Thieves get thwarted on their mid push, and could it be Boy as well? He doesn't find the shots. And it's Sean, the one we were looking for and looking to on the side of Gen.G to be picking up these big frags, be initiating, be pushing in, and literally taking his own fights. Nobody there to help him. He's still trying to control Nitro alone.
He's in such a tough spot right now. The idea, at least secure that plant. Sean keeps Nitro busy.
Absolutely.
They could still potentially hunt down Nitro once that clock ticks down on that spike. For now, you still want to play it safely, which gives that window of opportunity for Nitro to try to save that weapon and to try to sneak away. And you see it all already back towards the A-hulls. But at least at the beginning of the round here, Riv, a change of pace on the defense, trying to be a little bit more aggressively for 100 Thieves on that mid side. But it was fully denied, man. Gen.G was ready for that, for the default in the back of the spawn.
Gen.G loves those mid angles. We saw how strong and confident they played as they put the Viper's wall when they were on defense, Gen.G. Across mid, they play up towards Castle, right by double doors, and they had 3 members there at the beginning of the round. So knowing those angles for Gen.G, it feels so comfortable for them to take fights early round and mid. Oh, hello! Okay.
Wow.
They both took a Polaroid of each other before taking that shot. Oh my word.
And the flash kill came from Nitro. That was actually a really nice play.
Woo.
But we're tied up here, Riv. It's 9-9. The Econ should be busted finally for 100 Thieves. The only thing that they should have is the operator for Nitro, unless it might have a little bit more and you want to have a hero buy to support that as well. But for the rest, yeah, you could see it already. Ethan has a Vandal, but it's still really, really low for the rest of the players. So technical pause coming out, that's okay. I think it's a great way to just reset the momentum as well, that Gen.G slowly coming back into this game. So an unintentional nice breather for 100 Thieves.
Yeah. I see the admins over there at Higo's PC as they get him all sorted out.
Check on PC.
The matter might check in. With what the matter might be. It's like my PC doesn't have a hat on, so I require a hat, PC hat. But yeah, I think we saw Nitro there on the top of the frag board for 100 Thieves on that side. Really, already, as we said at the end of Berlin, maybe he's just bringing that momentum over. He just remembered exactly what he was doing, but it hasn't changed. Breeze to breeze, he's fragging out, he's making calls. We heard even the Hunter's Fury call that set them up for a very nice round. And then he can play the duelist at the same time, keeping all of those balanced and just compartmentalized.
Yeah, it's very doable, I think, these days, too, and in terms of getting that Jet and also IGL. I mean, other players that I could think about that does that is Shazam, of course, with the Sentinels. When on certain maps, he'll bring out that Jet, right? And he'll be able to call for the team at the same time. So I don't think it's unfamiliar territory, even if nature could be. Actually, no, it's changed right now, right? Potter mentioned it at the beginning of the game that Kusta also has the responsibilities of IGLing for the team now too. So now you're actually letting nature, you're allowing him to be a little bit more loose, as he has played more Jet with the op in the past few tournaments that he's played.
And 9-9, what better way to start it off as well? We said Breeze, the best map for these teams, and the pressure is definitely on coming into the tournament. The main story, at least for these teams, is, there's the LAN team for 100 Thieves, but that's well and gone. We know they can play on LAN. They've switched up the team. They switched up what was that LAN team. Now they have Boy in. And even Boy and Temperature are feeling the pressure here. It's been tough. It's a different pace of game. The comms got to be quick, and I'm sure they're feeling a bit of it here. As we even, you can't just say because look at their scores, but just the overall comfortability is going to take a bit for them. That's the way it is.
That's the thing, though, Riv, because I feel right now is that, yes, it might be nervous into this matchup for Boy and for Temperature, but the reason why their score is so low, maybe, because I'm not looking at the scoreboard right now, but if you're a scoreboard, Steven, and you're watching it, I think it's just in general, these guys are not being pressured like they're supposed to be, or the responsibility that they have currently on this map is actually very
You're
massive.
not Sean taking fights every corner.
Exactly. You're not Temperature rlaying on, hey, if you're actually going to switch over the comp for Gen.G and you're trying to play a Sova onto this map, then what can Temperature bring? And that's his playhouse at the same time, right? But for Boy, I mean, it's very simple on a map like Breeze. Throw a wall up, hang out, watch the rotation, put the snake bites out. I mean, it's very, very simple that allows a player like Boy to integrate himself quite well into 100 Thieves' at least format, into their system on a map like Breeze. It's the later maps that the question's going to come back up, which is why, like I said, this is just an appetizer going into the whole series, and I can't wait for the main course.
It will continue to come. Right now, we have the dinner break. We got some internet issues that they are resolving. Some stinky packets in the mix.
Yeah. See, that's why for me,
find where they are and we'll get them out.
For me, as you could see in my size, I just like to do all you can eat, so that never ends. When I want more, I just grab more food.
It coming.
Yeah. I wish they had all you can eat backwards pizza.
Oh, okay. We're moving on now. Ultimate's up here. Actually not providing too much. I actually thought it was both Viper Bites and Seekers as we're getting in. Great timing. Thank you. Ethan with the Seekers. Temperature with that Neural, and Kusta's Viper Pit. Asuna ready to go playground mode with the Empress if he does so desire. And just look at the back and forth here. It seems like 100 Thieves had a groove. You saw Gen.G start to come back, pepper in some shots, and we've got ourselves a game now. Second half, 9-9.
And this is a good old GMD smoking the back of the hall, so that hasn't changed. So you can always revert back to that last strat that they can bring into their playbook. Exactly. But there is pressure in there. Ethan's all the way up. So they're expecting this right now, and it's red and red again.
Viper's bike goes out, and his Seekers as well to make sure they know GMD is down at that hallway. Ethan goes down. Nature finds him, and now they can start to encroach into the site. But slowly, GMD creeps farther and farther by the door now. This shot takes on Asuna, but Hiko answers with the Guardian. Another shot to the head of Nature as he finally falls to Kusta. And now Nitro in the 2v1. Kusta could decide, he already did ult, I was going to say, and just nicked this round for Nitro.
So Kusta was going to plan as I screw it. Let's give you the spike. We're already in the Viper's pit.
Great
this is
call.
safe. He gets
Seekers
Seeker,
up.
pull it out, find where Nitro is. This is well done. This is well done.
It seems like every time he's by himself and alone.
He is always found.
Always found. I like the pickup, though, to say, yeah, there's a Vandal up here I can mess with. You can't just quickly push me off one up shot and me rechambering a shot.
The thing is, on both ends, when you're looking at this situation, is
Nitro.
what I like is that nobody's going to push out.
No, they're not. You're absolutely right. Until he fires a shot. And what Nitro's trying to do there is bait a fight, right? Say, I'm fighting your teammate, peek me in the 1v1. They're not having it. They're not buying it. Old school rules is still easy to play against. That's a nice frag out by Gen.G, and they pull themselves into the lead bands.
Oh, yeah.
They find themselves now with a bit of control over this game. And we'll see if Gen.G can keep that control for another few rounds and find a win here on map 1 of this best of 3, starting off our last chance qualifier.
And what I've noticed so far from these rounds finishing, at least on Gen.G's side as they're catching up, is that they're not really trash-talking their opponents when they're sitting face-to-face. This shows that they want to play their own game. Let's focus on that. They're coming back to this game. They're taking a lead. Now let's try to take this map. And they're looking for some early halls control once again to support GMD.
Viper's pit goes down. And we'll control A with that, and that's the side the wall was used on for Gen.G. So now they may have to go a little drier with utility into a site. Nitro, nice push up towards Castle, gets a frag onto Temperature to start off our round. The first bloods from Nitro have been absurd coming into this map.
So nice lurk forward, but lurk again is going to be GMD at the end of A halls. So if they could try to get a kill here, they can maybe pinch back into the A site. It seems to be indicative that they want to try to take down the Viper's pit of Boy inside the A site, at least to start for Gen.G.
See if they can bait him out, taunt him to do something silly. Oh my word. Ethan doesn't even know there's two just on his right on the other side of this wall. 52 HP for him as well, so he's not going to see any more of that health for the rest of this round. And now they know a push-up has been had in halls. Did he get a good throw in there? Nice accuracy. Boy takes down Nature. Hiko will answer as well with another frag. Boy doing a great job of holding his ultimate. And they know he's still in there, but can they find the rest of these frags? They will not commit to the push-in.
I think that's it. I think you're saving your weapons into the next round. The idea of trying to get in there, trying to go with the Trailblazer flashes and get in, but Boy pushes out, makes it even harder right now for Gen.G to save weapons into the next round. Looks like it's only going to be Kusta, so that Viper's Pit was a huge stick in the wheel of that strat to keep Gen.G rolling into the A site.
I mean, exactly. They have to figure out as well, if they can get the Viper, they still have their wall. They have gone everywhere their wall has been. Gen.G, that is, as I just keep saying they, have been, and again, they go towards their wall. They want to be able to use that utility. Going to B would dead to rights if you can't go in with any of that utility to save yourself and how open the site is. So 100 Thieves with a good read to start the round, using the ultimates to lock in wins exactly when they need to.
Oh yeah. And that was an important round there for Boy too, right? We were talking about how they weren't getting too much pressure, for the new two players.
Yeah.
Well, Boy did that time towards the A side, and he played that perfectly. So controller still being very comfortable in a role for him, despite him not playing an official since April.
Yeah, very true. Marshall for temp, he's gonna go down. Boy finds that. Beautiful shot onto him. And now will we be able to see any more in this hallway? Woo! Guimond. Oh my word, coming up with a big frag there as Asuna gets another one. Checks towards the hallway, wants an instant frag. If he gets another one, that's when he kind of turns on. You just see him continue to dismiss and do another situational fight. And now he waits patiently, thinking this will be pushed. He is reading GMD right, but there is going to be a partner here. 19 seconds or so for these smokes to go away, and GMD with a beautiful sheriff shot to end out that little execution.
Nice little way to, again, use the smokes. I mean, they're longer smokes for Burmy. This is why you're a Burmy fan at the same time. It allows Sean to move forward, but we are pushing forward ourselves for 100 Thieves.
We'll take that back, they said.
That's beautiful.
So he opens up so much here, Van.
Exactly. GMD is doing so good.
A frag onto one, picks up the Vandal, a frag onto another. GMD now calling some shots along with Kusta in these rounds, and also making the frags happen. He's on the top of the list as well for the KD, not a usual place that you see him, so really coming online for his team this event. 2v2 as they make their way over to A, Vance.
I'm surprised that Sean, he came in, but I didn't see a rifle that he was able to pick up, and he's instantly down. So you're going to need right now GMD to get what? An ace to clutch.
Can he do it? We built him up for the round. We may have cursed him on this. He does have two of his stim packs ready. One quick shot. Oh, he gets one. Let's go! Great! GMD coming up with the ace, and he drops both members of 100 Thieves.
That is one Red Bull clutch and a half. I mean, pop those cans out. That was super well done at the same time on how he was just able to take the Hall's control for the team so far for Gen.G and giving them the lead. I mean, of course, there was some great support in the beginning of the cast with Sean with that flash, but in the end, this is all GMD.
One. Patience here. Flattery plays the flash. Two. And even the response to this.
Exactly. The teamwork to call, hey, he's super close. The radius of that ultimate, the orbital strike, forces his opponent back into his peripheral, into his vision to get the kill with the Vandal. He
said, "You're a legend." That's what I heard.
Me too. Me too.
You're a legend. Maybe you just said legend twice.
Thankfully, I talked too much, so I spoke over all of that. So we didn't really we have our own filter with Van Silly here on the stream.
Perfect. 100 Thieves time out. I think that I'm going to take a big guess here, completely out on a limb, and I'm not joking, that this is a discussion about hallway control. Making sure there is at least some knowledge of what's going on in hallway. They never lose track of it until they have a spike confirmation. And even then, GMD still might be in the hallway. Like 2 seconds left, spike down. You got to watch out for this guy. So really, the knowledge that they have around the map has to be leveled up just a little bit here, because that's what dissected the defense for 100 Thieves that time, that it was just a slow work through hallways, and then from the middle out, GMD worked the map.
So now we'll go right now with 100 Thieves. I mean, this not necessarily shatters the morale, because knowing 100 Thieves, it's never over till it's over.
That's true.
Right? Van Silly, it's never over, Silly. Continuing right now with the gun round back for 100 Thieves. The good thing as well on defense is that they do have this Hunter's Fury. Try to defend, try to prevent, and maybe try to do those reads that Nitro was calling before, so they could utilize to the best effect this Hunter's Fury from Hiko.
Baiting some fight, baiting some traps, seeing if he could take one down quick. Imagine just shooting the trap from there. Temperature would be like, wait a minute. Who's behind me already?
It's a pinch.
3-2, 3 from the mid. Is it going to work? Nature to drop Nitro right away as Asano plays the stairs near Switch. Finds another one, but Hiko saves him up. That's the dink onto Sean. Sean still stays strong and finds that frag onto Asano with the 3v3 now. Being inside the site. Viper's wall is up there. And Kusta actually can't use it anymore, so they do not have that utility control over the site to create their own angles. Vans, this is going to be tough. Low HP on the side of Gen.G and Hiko, and rather 100 Thieves only have 2 members. Boy and Hiko, we've seen this before. Can they make it happen? Hiko dropping just to the right side. The Guardian needs to make it count, and Nature's faster for this time around. It's going to be another one. Boy's not going to be able to make it happen as Temperature comes up with the frag. The young ones, the new additions, go at it, and it's 12-10. Game point for Gen.G.
My God, that was a fight and a half going on there for that retake. A nice attempt from Asuna, popping that Empress, getting a couple of kills. But that 3-2 split that we had from Gen.G was really nicely played. They tried to take mid-control to start things out. There was a little bit of pressure from 100 Thieves, but 100 Thieves kind of gave it up thinking, okay, well, this is going to be a slow default. And suddenly you get the right timing pop in the favor of Gen.G to get into the sites and make it very difficult now for 100 Thieves to play the retake. And because of that, I saw Hiko with the Guardian. That means that you don't have that much money going into this round. Look, Judges, Spectres,
Guardian.
Gen.G's in a great spot.
100 Thieves forward, they lose the Blade Storm immediately. Asano wants to play it fast, wants to play it quick, but he can't do it. Sean takes it down. 5v3 now. Gen.G slowly encroaching into the site. Now that the door is open, they have the freedom. And GMD once again is at the front door knocking. Will 100 Thieves be able to retake this one? The Judge makes it hard for Ethan. He's got to keep it up close and personal. Hiko to check the first corner. That's not going to be the Guardian shot he wants. It's Kusta. Takes him down immediately. Spams come through. Boy with one, but Kusta with the next. And Gen.G will take map 1 over 100 Thieves.
My God, I can't believe that just happened right there. A 5-0 start for 100 Thieves to kick things off, and suddenly you have Gen.G finding their rhythm, finding their groove, understanding how to work that map on Breeze, and they just played it to their style, and it worked perfectly for them to come back, take the lead, and win this first map.
And that comeback was so structured by Gen.G. It wasn't just like, okay, we'll take it on this round.
Yeah.
They were 5-1, and then they got about 3, and then it was more for 100 Thieves, and they got 1 or 2.
Oh, yeah.
They were always getting a little bit back, which means Gen.G had to play the econ game down to the penny, which made it very, very smart play by them. And the team came together big. We didn't mention it at the start, Vans, but one of my big things for Gen.G to be able to come out strong is that GMD fragged as well.
Yes.
And being an IGL and having so much on you, it does become harder. Also, you're a controller, so you're trying to stay alive longer and out of the mix. But he crushed it today for Gen.G and the rest of the team as well. But it was awesome to see that they could all come together to create that powerhouse in map.
Like you said, they scratched the bottom of the barrel to try to build that economy up here for Gen.G, because we had a beautiful retake on a Nico. We had a 2 versus 1 Red Bull clutch won by Kusta, but the money still wasn't right. And until we finally had Nature with the operator, until we were able to control that defender side, you see this whole comeback coming from Gen.G.
100 Thieves as well. They showed us quite a bit different of a strategy. When they got to their rounds, yes, there was the spike drop. We did see a bit of how slow they would play. But the rounds that they dashed in with the util, the mid strat, I want to see more of the mid to B archway strat, where it was just the smoke walls came up, they were playing completely off sonar bolts. Those take seconds to be timed together. Those are the type of strats I love to see. You get that a lot out of like Vision Strikers and whatnot.
Oh yeah, and when we talk about pressure on 2 new players, I don't think we saw that at all, but you know one name that we didn't call that much into this game
Hit me.
is Asuna. Right?
Absolutely.
I don't think it was necessarily a bad game that they played, because when he actually had the Empress he's playing inside the site, it was actually really nice how he held it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just Gen.G did a good job avoiding all of that as well when he hit it as a team.
Yes, indeed. All right, we're going to be stepping away right now, but on the other side, the analysts look to break things down ahead of map 2. Don't go anywhere.
I was so close to not getting zapped for a while, and then that guy just bops me, dude.
What? I dink him? People think they're gonna be rushing me A main after this. They're done for, dude.